James Held, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got trainer Gary Logan. We're here in Belfast. Big fight week. Ryan Burnett taking on Zhakiyanov in a huge unification clash. Firstly, how are you, Gal?
I'm really good, thanks. Really good, really good.
What's been happening in your world, mate?
Life is good, man. I'm blessed. Working at BXR, head of boxing there. BXR in London, club that Anthony Joshua is associated with. He's got a big investment in the club. He's always down there. So he hasn't been down there for the last few weeks, obviously getting ready for the big fight with Carlos Takam. But yeah, it's a really good vibe down there. It's been very interesting since the start of January when we opened. But got my first pro down there now as well. So Sam McNess has come on board, which is great. We're looking to do good things with Sam. So that's what's been going on in the old Shogun's life at the moment.
No, it must be great to be involved in such a big project. Anthony Joshua obviously leading the way on that, and gives you a good chance to do what you do best, is training fighters.
I love doing it. I love the training pros is the ultimate. Training pros for me is the ultimate. Training white collar people or people that are just interested in boxing, because I teach it like a martial art. I teach them how to defend themselves. God forbid they should ever need it on the street, but I teach them what the mentality is behind defending yourself. And the number one mentality I teach them is that, you know, if somebody punches at you, be prepared to defend yourself. You've actually got to kind of welcome them punching at you. That's what the best fighters do. They welcome people punching at them. Most of the world's greatest fighters ever were just aggressive counter punchers. They actually rely on you throwing punches at them, so they can make you miss and make you pay. So if you can teach you, like, your average, from your pro to your white collar client, that it's okay for somebody to strike at you as long as you're prepared to counter them and know what you're doing, then Gary Logan gets a lot of joy in that.
Let's talk about new acquisition, Sam McNess. Been on a great run, Sam McNess, unfortunately to suffer defeat against a senior Byfield, quite a high profile defeat as well in that manner.
On a big show. It's just, listen, fighters are going to win and fighters are going to lose. I think we're too gassed up in this era of unbeaten fighters where, you know, everybody from the manager to your dad wants to see you unbeaten, and, you know, that ain't real, because if you're fighting guys at a competent level, you might not get the breaks. For me personally, the fight came just a little bit too early for Sam, and against a star that he was never ever made ready. He was never ever going to be ready for that style, because it is such a, you know, Byfield's got such an awkward, unique style, and there's a lot of people that, other than Sam, that have turned down fighting Byfield since. I know that for a fact. So, but, you know, somewhere down the road, if their paths should cross, I think Sam will be, more importantly than physically, mentally ready for that fight.
Now, you've just linked up with Sam McNess. What do you want to work on him? What do you see you can improve with him from this point on? Because you wasn't in his corner of a senior Byfield fight. Yeah. So what do you plan on working with Sam from here on in?
Everything. Anyone that knows how I train fighters, the number one thing, I don't make it myself out to be anywhere near the best coach around, but I am one of the deepest thinking coaches around, and I don't leave no stone unturned. From his jab, from how he throws his jab, the angle he throws his jab, whether he can use different types of jab. If you said to me, what's the one thing I'm working on, Sam, is mentally. I'm asking him, when you shadow box, why do you throw those shots? Are they relevant? Are they real? Who are you shadowboxing against? Because so many kids, they go through the motions of shadowboxing because they've been doing it for years, but they don't actually do it because it's the right thing to do. They do it because, when I say that, they don't do it correctly. They do it because they think it's the right thing to do. Shadowbox, get a warm-up. No, your shadowbox should be thinking about your opponent in front of you. If he punches you, how are you going to make him miss? How are you going to counter? How are you going to set up your shots? Because you can't just walk in there without your head moving and just unload, which is what you see a lot on. I'm not going to single out any coaches, but you watch a lot of coaches doing pad work with fighters, and the one thing they don't do after their fighter punches is encourage their fighters to move their head. So just little things like that, you know, punch and move your head, new angles, footwork, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about the main event here in Belfast. Ryan Burnett defending his IBF world title against WBA world champion Zhakiyanov. What chances do you give Ryan Burnett of being successful against Zhakiyanov?
I give him a big chance. It's a tough fight. Zhakiyanov, man, guy went to America, beat a good fighter on his home turf, and he's buzzing. He's going to be buzzing for it. Him and Ryan have got history. They've sparred. Ryan believes from those spars, he believes that he can break this guy. Not only beat him, but break him. That remains to be seen. I've got total belief in Ryan Burnett because I've seen him work with Adam Boog over the years, and I've never seen such a disciplined student of Adam's. That's the number one thing I think. I've never seen such a disciplined student of Adam's, somebody that's just bought into everything that Adam believes in, and the two stars have aligned. That, you know, sometimes you need the fight. You know, no matter how good the coach is, he needs the product, and he needs a studious product, and that's what Ryan is. He's studious. He studies this game, and I just really think that he's a better boxer than Zhakiyanov, and I think that's going to lead to him landing a lot more shots than Zhakiyanov can land. I think he's going to break him up. I think he's going to stop him late.
Real clash of styles here, two very opposite match fighters. What do you see? What sort do you expect it to be a classic? Do you expect it to be a tactical fight? How do you think it?
I think it'd be tactical at the start. They're not going to lock horns straight away, because that's not how Ryan needs to approach this fight. You don't need that's right now. If he goes in straight in there and starts locking horns with him and swapping shots. When I say swapping shots, just punching, not moving his head. He needs to go in there, land, step off to the side, angle off, and just keep bringing Zhakiyanov onto his uppercuts. Ryan's got a vast array of shots. Zhakiyanov's not, even though he's a tough, resolute man, he's not that hard to hit. Other than when he tucks up tight, and I just think Ryan's going to find openings and cracks and creaks in that armour, and just keep making those cracks get wider and wider and wider and wider. I just think that Ryan's just a better all-round boxer for this fight.
Well, I've got you here. I want to talk a little bit about VASYL LOMACHENKO versus Guillermo RigondeauX. Fantastic fight for boxing fans. Everybody's overjoyed that it's been made. Firstly, what are your thoughts on that as a fight?
My thoughts are, I'm just so glad that it's happening. I'm so glad that these fights that should be happening are happening, and that promoters are putting their differences aside and making these fights for us, or fighters are signing with the right promoter, so that the fights are getting fights are happening. So it's a great fight. I'm salivating for that one. You know, it's a purist fight. You know, because neither of them are, you know, Mike Tyson's or Golovkin type fighters, are they? So I really think that Lomachenko, because he's the bigger man, and you know, it's not just because he's a bigger man, he's arguably better than Rigondeaux, and a lot of people don't want to accept that. For me, he's arguably better than Rigondeaux, and I think that he will present problems for Rigondeaux that nobody else has presented to Rigondeaux yet. Rigondeaux's been leaps and above technically anyone he's fought. But in this guy, he won't be. And I think Lomachenko's added build, added strength, added power at that weight is the difference maker.
With Rigondeaux's defensive skills and the level of pedigree that man has in defending himself, do you think that's what Lomachenko will be able to get to him, or do you see it as a fight that will go to the
You know what? I think it will present some problems, but what you got to mean. What I love about Lomachenko is that not every shot's meant to land. You know, and those are the deceiving shots that set up the shots that are meant to land. He'll throw a lot of deceiving shots. He'll basically tap your gloves and walk around the side of you and then hit you with a hard hook or hit you with a hook to the body. He's like, if he throws maybe 3 light punches, he'll step off to the side. He's just waiting to see what you'll do, how you'll react off those shots that he's thrown. They're not meant to damage you, but they're meant to just find out what you like to throw when he throws these shots. This is how clever this guy is. As equally, Rigondeaux's clever, but I just don't think Rigondeaux's met anyone this clever, this big.
Thank you very much for giving me some of your time today, so I do appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's nice.
We look forward to seeing some developments with Sam McNess.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's a great project because there's great history behind it. You know, me and his dad boxed together at Repton, and we were rivals at Repton. It's an amazing story that I'm now training his son. So
That's incredible.
I'm hoping that the son gets a bit more luck in the pro game than me and the dad did.
How many times did you and his dad box?
No, we never boxed. We would come closer because we were both at welterweights at Repton, and we were supposed to do it. We were both in the divs, but as I said to you earlier, we got on different sides of the draw. Steve got the harder side of the draw. I got the easier side of the draw, and I went on and won the London welterweights that year. So I don't know if I would have won it. I was keen on winning it, but that draw was tough that Steve was in. I got the easy side, but you know, I have to say that out of all the fighters there, there wasn't a Repton fighter that I admired more for their training prowess, for their attitude to the game than Steve McNess, Sam's dad. So that now that I'm training his son, I'm filled with pride with that because he's got a chip off the old block. This kid wants it. He wants to live the life, and so we'll see where it takes him. He needs a lot of luck. You know, he's got the skill, but he's just got to get mentally. He's got to get stronger. We'll see where we go with it.
Funny old life.
Isn't it?
Gary Logan,
It really
thank you
is,
very
man.
much for this one. We really do appreciate it, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you, mate.
Wicked.